Dr. Karen here. Welcome to another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. And I think this whole week has been about discernment. And what does that mean exactly? Well, we get a lot of choices in our lives, and sometimes we choose from the heart, and sometimes we choose from the mind. And unfortunately, the majority of our population is choosing from their mind. What makes sense? So I've definitely been challenged this week. So I want to share with you some of the insights that I've garnered personally that maybe might help you. So when people are trying to decide like who to see as a healer or a doctor or whoever, one of my quick ways of figuring that is asking for the true light score of that person. Now, most of the time when you ask for the light score, you're really checking into the proportion of light and dark energies and their alignment with source. There's probably other factors, but that gives you a rough estimate. Now, what's very interesting is sometimes source will lead you to someone who source will say it's a really good light score to see that person. But interestingly, that person may not be themselves the highest light score, or maybe they're a high light score in this timeline and not other timelines, or maybe your readings mask a little bit, and you're like, well, why would source do that? Why would I be lied to or something like that? And Source has quote unquote lied to me once or twice, but I understand afterwards it was for that other person's highest and greatest good, so they could practice discernment and they could practice owning their power, and I could be the in-between person who is going to help them with being okay with them saying no or whatever it is. But anyway, luckily that doesn't happen very often. My way of figuring out whether I'm heart or head is that back when in the day when I was doing a lot of peak potentials and T. Harv Eker, we would go to their amazing weekend retreats and Enlightened Warrior Camp and Wizard Camp. I mean, it was amazing and awesome. But I got to tell you that some of my decisions to do those camps and things like that was based on fear of losing out. So, the way that they're taught to sell these programs is to basically make it time limited. You have to decide by X amount of time, and who would you be if you don't make this decision. There's only 100 and the next 100 people. I understand marketing, sometimes that's necessary to motivate people to actually take action. I get that, and in the end, do the ends justify the means, or the means justify the ends, or whatever that saying is? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. However, I am actually going to go against some of that marketing right now. And what I'm going to tell you based on my personal preference, maybe it'll work for you, maybe it won't work for you, is that I want to now make decisions based on love, not on fear, but on love. Fear worked. It did work, and I got to tell you, I spent $30,000 on these courses and things. It made me who I am today. So do I regret it? No. Did it make it very difficult in terms of debt and things like that? Yes, it did. And definitely exposed some patterns, and sometimes God's like, well, you're gonna have to pay for all that stuff and all that money just so you can learn a lesson. So spent another $20-something thousand, with getting this video made, and I was so wanting to get this information out to people. I was willing to sacrifice my entire life savings to get a message out, and you know what, I'm not really sure people watch that message, but it did get me my book done, so that was good. So everything is good. I can see and I appreciate everything, all the so-called bad decisions I've made, everything to bring me to this point right now. But discernment is really going to save you a lot of money and a lot of energy. So you want to make choices out of love, not out of fear. And my understanding is that there's always a way. So, do you have to be a millionaire to get healed? No. There's always a way, but there's different avenues, and maybe several can work equally well. However, if you don't want to do something because you feel fearful if you don't do it, for example, that might not be, the way. Go with the way of love, the one that makes you, teary-eyed when you see a newborn baby and how beautiful they are, or nature, or rainbow, or all these wonderful signs from the divine. Some of you are lucky enough to be able to physically see with your eyes the angels. That's what you want to move towards. You don't want to move away from fear per se, but it's just a way to quickly discern some decisions, but you want to work towards love. So if you're deciding on a healer, doctor, accountant, whatever, does that person help you empower you? Does that person help you feel love and safe and connect and give you hope? They say, and this is from some studies, thanks to Eldon Taylor, I learned it from him, that when the doctor has no hope about a cancer patient surviving, or even feeling that, mind has anything to do with their health, all those patients died. All those terminally patients died quickly because their doctor didn't believe in them. So your healer has to believe in you, and there's always a way. I believe that God gives us many different chances, many different ways, and doesn't lock us into this is the only way. So that's my tip for you this week is discernment. So take the good, not every, no healer is perfect. I'm certainly not perfect, and I may not be the right healer for you. But what you want to do is when you're in the presence of the person, do you feel comforted? Do you feel safe? Do you feel grounded? Are you in your head or are you in your heart? Is it just a bunch of words to you, or do you feel it in your body? And sometimes people have to spend lots of money just to learn an easy lesson. I guess I was one of them. But I'm not wanting to do that anymore. Thank you very much. So a couple announcements. We have a recorded replay with the interview with Ed Stracher. I pronounce his last name completely wrong, by the way, on the show, so I apologize, Ed. So he has this really great self-healing mastery course that you should definitely take a look at. And he was so generous in giving us some amazing processes and activations during this call. So because he was on the other side of the world, we had to record this late at night. My Light Warrior VIP folks were invited to come and participate. So unfortunately, it's not live, on the show Monday, but it will be aired Monday. And you'll be able to participate in those activations and see how your body feels. I know I felt a huge, energy shift, and I've continued that since then. Topocan Healing got an upgrade. I got an upgrade. And in fact, you're going to learn more about soul strength and healing power at the end of the interview. My healing power, got to 1 million. And as of yesterday, it was 30 million. And given that John of God, who's very famous, by the way, is 40 million, I'm on the way up there. Woohoo! Anyway, so try these out. See if it feels good to you. Okay, so the other exciting news is that the following week, I believe, my assistant Jennifer has arranged for us to do a live interview with David Schmidt, CEO and inventor of the LifeWave patches, those phototherapy patches I love so much because they really, really help me. There's a brand new product out called Nirvana. What a great name. Nirvana. And it increases your own body's production of beta endorphin. And so there's a patch, and then there's a capsule. I know he's been really excited, and I've been excited about his marine algae. He actually has his very own bioreactor with this pristine marine algae with very high vibrational, very high vibrational. So this is actually in the product. I've been waiting, for an oral product that has this marine algae. So this is going to be out, and it helps to elevate beta endorphin and keep it at elevated levels. So basically, this is a happy patch. Yes, this is so they actually even did a clinical study. They can't do it here in America, of course, rules, but they did do a clinical study, doctor-based study on depression. So, and that was in Europe. And so I think that if someone has depression or early stages of what they think is depression, you're down and out, whatever, I think it's definitely a good thing to try the Nirvana. Don't go off your antidepressants without having a medical doctor, because there's a whole weaning withdrawal thing, that you have to be careful of. So I'm really, really excited about this new product, and so we're going to be interviewing him live on the following Monday. I believe that's June 26th. So that's the exciting news for this week. Thank you so much for being part of my tribe. If you haven't got the free gifts from my website, definitely subscribe, www.karencan.com. Get the free clearing and healing spray. A lot of people make an elixir out of that and actually drink it. You also get my Topican Healing Attunement and learned. There's a lot of stuff you can learn right on the site, and I hope you join us for our monthly free healings as well. Until next time, lots of love to you. Bye for now.